Okay, NextCloud is an open source platform which you can use to create your own cloud service inside your home. Today we're going to learn how to use NextCloud using your FreeNAS server. Okay, first we are going to go to the FreeNAS system. What we're going to do today in the first step is that create a data set where the files are going to be stored at. So to do that, we go to storage pools. I have two pools here. I'll create the data set in this pool. So you click here and say add dataset, and then give it a name. So the name for my dataset is going to be NextCloud, and this is called NextCloud storage. Okay, sync is inherit, that's fine. Compression level is inherit, so there are other compression levels. If you want the fastest one, that's gonna be zip files. There are other files system for compression, but for us, let's keep it at inherit, which is the standard one. Then what we're going to do, we're going to say this pool. So we have now a data set. So let's change some permissions for the data set. This is the basic stuff. For the permissions, what we're going to do, if the user is not root, we're going to put it www, and then check out the others. We have all permissions for the group. Put the permission recursively. We don't need to do that, but to be safe side, let's do this. Okay, now this step is done, so we created the data set where the files is going to be stored. Now let's move on to the next step. Okay, next we're going to install NextCloud into FreeNAS server. So let's go into plugins, go into available. Now select the pool that you would like to. So they say this one, say activate. Now here's lots of plugins here. You can search for it, but I can see right already here it's the NextCloud. So now go and install this. So this is going to be installed on the pool named FreeNAS 2. So I'm gonna say saved. Okay, so the plugin installed successfully. Now we go to the next step. So we first close this, and we can see this is the NextCloud. First, let's stop the service. So what we're going to do in this step is that we already created a data set for the data, and the NextCloud creates its own file system. Now what we're going to do is we're going to connect the data set with the file system of the NextCloud so that the NextCloud can access the data set. Okay, to do that, click on Jails, click here, and we're going to add a mount point. So there is no mount points right now, so we're going to go actions, add a mount point. Now the source is the original FreeNAS storage where we have the FreeNAS 2, NextCloud. This is the place which we created, or the data set, the location for the data set where we want to save our files. Now for the destinations, we click here, we're going to go to user, then we're going to go to local, and we see www, and then in there we see NextCloud here. So we can see there's a data file. So this is going to be our destination, but most of the time this data folder is not empty, but the destination folder should be empty. So we're going to create a new file which is called NextCloud NextCloud data. So this, by typing this, the system will create a new file called NextCloud data. So we're going to need the address of this destination. So we're going to copy this and put it here. So we're going to need this location under the root. So this inside the NextCloud, this is going to be the location where the data is going to be stored. So click Save and OK. Okay, for the next step, we're going to configure the data structure, the database of the NextCloud. Let's go to Shell, and we're going to find the configuration for the database that NextCloud creates. To do that, first type ls to see the folders here. And as you can see, we have a lot of things here. So say cd mount, and then we say ls again, and now we can see FreeNAS2. So we're going to say cd FreeNAS2. This is where we installed our NextCloud. So we're going to go inside, say ls. Now we can see the IO cage. So IO cage means the jail location where, so the plugin that we installed called NextCloud is inside the jails of the FreeNAS. So you can go into IO cage, cd IO cage, put ls, and here we can see there's jails. So we can go cd jails ls, and we can see NextCloud. So we can go to cd NextCloud ls, and here we can see there's a root folder. So we're going to go to cd root ls. Here we can see another folder called root. So we're going to go there. So we're going to cd root ls. Here we can see there is a file called plugin info. So we're going to open that file by saying cat plugin info. Okay, so this is the database information that NextCloud created. So we're going to copy this. Okay, to copy this, we're going to select the text. We can say Control plus Insert. That's going to copy this, and here we're going to say Shift plus Insert, and then we're going to paste that. So this is the database password, this is the database user and username. Let's go to the plugins and let's start the system. Okay, now the system is up. Let's go to management, and now here what you're going to do, you're going to use this information. The database name is the NextCloud. The database user is dbadmin. The database password is this. This is the password. Now, the data folder here, this is the location for our database folder. So this NextCloud data. So I'm going to copy that, paste it here, and now this is the same with this line. Okay, now we're going to create an admin access or admin account. So we're going to say admin, or pick any name you want and put a strong password here. I'm going to put password, and now click on finish setup. So this is your account for the admin access. If you click on the left, so this is where you can find other users. So for now, let's go to users, and as you can see, we have the admin access or admin users. This is the admin group. The code is unlimited. Let's let's create a new user called photos, display name photos, password is going to be unlimited quota. Okay, so gonna give an admin password here. Okay, now everything is set up. This is the IP address. App Store and find NextCloud. We're going to install it. Okay, now open the app, go to login. Now you put the static IP address that I've shown you before, which is http 192.168.0.157. This is the static IP address for the NextCloud. You have seen this in the FreeNAS settings. So now hit enter, and it's going to connect. Now you say login, you put the username, which is in my case photos. A password is going to be, password you have chosen. You say login, grant access. Okay. Okay, the last step is to connect NextCloud to your remote PC. So for that, go to the NextCloud desktop client, and here you can find the desktop clients. So go download, and you can see the Windows. If you're using a Mac, you can use the Mac, or if you are using a Linux, you can use the Linux version. So if you click here and download the whole installation file and install, after that you're going to get something like this, which is the connection wizard. So we're going to go to login. We're going to get the server address, which is http / the static IP address for the remote server, which is this one. It's also here. As you can see, this is the IP4 address. We're going to copy this, put this here, and then you're going to hit next, and we're going to log in. I'm going to use photos. And then go grant access. Now sync everything with the server. You can do that, or you can choose what to sync. I'm going to choose, for now I'm going to choose only documents, not the photos, because the photos are going to be a big files. Okay, you can choose where you want to save this. So I'm going to put it in data folder, documents. Here you have the NextCloud, and you're going to select that folder. So this is the folder where I'm going to put all the files in. And then when I hit connect, it's connecting, it's transferring all the files. So there are 18 files. Okay, that's it. So this is how you connect. There are some unsolved conflicts. I'm going to solve it later, but for the first time, this will not be an issue for you. Yeah, so yeah, that's it.